Yeah. This is your boy, Tone DeShields II from Chunking Up Sports, where no matter if we win, if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. And my, did we lose? We're losers. We are losers. Flat out, we're losers. We're losers. You guys heard me talking about it all week on Jacob Sports. Had a busy week. So now I'm back to my channel. Had to catch up on some things. Had to get my mind right. But we back here, Chalking Up Sports in full effect, and I appreciate y'all so much for being patient. It was a busy weekend, a busy first few days, getting back into the swing of things. But we're back. And I'm super grateful to be here. Make sure you guys smash that like button on the way in. Make sure you smash it on the way out. If you're here for a good time, make sure you stay for a long time. Always grateful for the love and the support, regardless of the outcome. And the outcome wasn't favorable. The outcome wasn't something that we desired, clearly, but it was what it was, and we got to live with it. We have to wear it. Eagles lose 38-35 in the Super Bowl. Don't really have too much to say on it. Really been talking about it for the past several days. The reality is, to put it plainly, defense didn't show up. Yeah, Jalen Hurts turned the ball over, led to a direct touchdown. It happened, but my God, did Jalen Hurts ball out. He balled out, man. He played well enough to win that game. And I'll say that about it. You know, again, I don't want to stick too much into the bad. It happened. And man, did it kill me. Oh, did it kill me in the moment. Did it kill me in the moment? Oh my God, did it kill me in the moment? J Love, he said, Tone, I'm broken. Done with Philly sports for a while. I'll watch from a distance. This pain was different, and I don't want to feel it no more. No longer investing my feelings in Philly teams, man. Oh, man. Don't give up yet, J Love. Don't give up yet. Don't turn in your badge yet. Northeast Sports. I swear some of these on Jacob Sports don't know what they be talking about. Tone is good. I like him. But the other ones are not good at analyzing games. I don't know. I kind of disagree. But, you know, everybody has their opinion on Northeast Sports. There's no worries. Everybody has their opinions. It's all good. No worries. It's all good. Smitty Eagle, this one hit different. It did, didn't it? I think it hit different because we knew we could have won that game. We knew. We had it in the bag, didn't we? We knew we could have won that game. We knew we could have. But we shouldn't have won it. I knew we could have won it, but we shouldn't have won it. Because the reality is, defense didn't show up. I'm not going to sit here and complain about how shitty the field was. I'm not going to do that. Because both teams had to play on it. I'm not going to waste time on that. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and waste time talking about the penalty. What I have through that flag, knowing that we've been letting these guys play all game, no, I wouldn't have threw the flag. But I'm not going to complain about that. It happened. It was what it was. You know what I mean? It was what it was. It was unfortunate that Jalen didn't really get an opportunity to win that game. He had an opportunity to tie it, and he did just that, man. Here's the thing, right? No matter if you win or if you lose, there's always something to take away from the game. Right? We lost. Flat out, we lost. Not going to sugarcoat it. Not going to make it sound like something else. We lost. We lost that game, and we deserved to lose that game. Jalen Hurts didn't, because Jalen Hurts did everything. He carried the team. He was the running game. He was the passing game. He was everything. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert showed up. Quez Watkins, what happened? What happened, player? You know? Miles Sanders, what happened to you? Wow. Casper, the friendly ghost. Running game was, the running backs was non-existent. Non-existent. Second half, man, offense got a little cold. Offense got a little cold. Defense just never, you know, players and coaches included on defense. I'm not letting anybody off the hook for the simple fact that the Eagles played no defense in that game. I don't care how you slice it. They played no defense. Players and coordinator included. Jonathan Gannon, players and coordinators. They deserve equal blame. Players and coordinators on defense. Matter of fact, you want to know the best defense the Eagles played all game? Y'all want to know what the defense was? Keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field. That was the defense, apparently. Hey, let's have these long, sustained drives and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. That was the defense. Defense didn't show up in that game. They got beat. Eagles got beat flat out. It was a tale of two halves. The Eagles flat out got beat. No question. No question. I have no answer for the field conditions. I have no answer for the way the game was officiated on that, in those last couple minutes. I have no answers for why the defense looked like they didn't belong out there. But the offense was the defense. I'm not giving nobody on defense any slack. Y'all saw what Jonathan Gannon did. He skipped town. Jonathan Gannon skipped town. I've never seen somebody sneak out of a city that quick. He snuck out of the city fast. He snuck out of the city better than Joel in Last of Us. Jonathan Gannon snuck out of the city so quick, you would have thought his name was Joel and Ellie. You would have thought he had Tess and Joel pulling the strings the way he got out of town. He escaped like a thief in the night. Took on the head coaching job in Arizona, which I don't think will be a good situation overall. Gannon snuck out of town so quick. Just how he was so animated in the NFC Championship. Oh man, for better or worse, I'm staying in Philly, man. I'm not going anywhere. I love it here. Okay. Come on, man. J Love says, you don't feel like we're giving Hurts too much of a pass? That fumble changed the momentum of the game. I can't say it changed the momentum. I can't say that because the Eagles scored 10 more points after that. So I can't say it changed the momentum of the game. Did it change the momentum? Did it change the momentum in that quarter? Possibly. But here's why, J Love, and also I'm not going to let Jalen Hurts off the hook for fumbling the ball. You can't fumble the ball in that situation. You can't do that. And then it turns into a scoop and score. That can't happen. The Eagles lost by 3 points. Jalen Hurts gave up 7 points. It happened, and that can't happen, right? It was costly. It was costly. You're absolutely right, J Love. But we still don't know how that game would have played out, even if you hadn't fumbled. We just don't know. But it would have put you in a better position from a scoring perspective. That's a fact. That's assuming they would have scored on that drive. I hear what you're saying. He does not. He should not get let off the hook for that. But he's not the reason they lost. That's my opinion, right? That fumble happened, but when you respond with 10 more points and you go into halftime with a 24-14 lead, I think you redeemed yourself. That's just my opinion. If you make a mistake and then you step up and redeem that mistake, I can't get mad at that. Yes, the game probably would have been 21-7 instead of 14-14. You gave Patrick Mahomes a free ride. Totally understand. No, J-Love, I'm not trying to change facts. I'm not changing facts. I'm talking about the progression of the game. The fact is he fumbled. The fact is he gave up 7 points. That's a fact. And we cannot change the facts, right? He deserves some blame for this loss. But I'm not going to say he's the reason we lost. I'm not. That's the hill. That's my hill that I'm dying on. I'm sticking to it. I'm sorry. I'm sticking to it. You know, he put them in a shaky position. He compromised them. Absolutely. But when you come back and go into the halftime 24-14, come on now. Did he contribute to the loss? Yes. Is he the reason they lost? No, not at all. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the reason they lost. Words matter. Words matter, you guys. You can see, okay, say J Love. You see, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't say if you take those 7 points away, we win 35-31. But at the same time, we don't know how the game would have played out if we would have not turned the ball over. You can't play fortune teller whenever you choose. You just can't. Did the fumble and the scoop and score hurt us? Yes. But you can't choose to play fortune teller when you want. You follow me here? I'm not taking him off the hook, but what I'm saying is he's not the reason they lost. He fumbled. Yeah, he fumbled the ball, but we don't know what would happen after that. We don't know. We also can't say, oh, if he didn't fumble, we win 35-31. We don't know. We can't play fortune teller whenever we choose to. Let's operate in the facts if that's what we're going to do. The facts are this. Jalen Hurts did turn the ball over, which contributed to 7 points on the board for the Chiefs. That's an absolute fact. But here are also the other facts. Jalen Hurts, 27 for 38, a 71% completion percentage, 304 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, a 103.4 passer rating, 15 carries, 70 rushing yards, averaged almost 5 yards a carry, 3 rushing touchdowns. That's a grand total of 4 total touchdowns and 374 yards of total offense. With no running game, by the way. With no running game. With no running game. With no running game. With no running game. I'll say it again. With no running game. Miles Sanders. What happened? Kenny Gainwell, Boston Scott. I'm really talking about Miles Sanders, though. I'm definitely talking about Miles Sanders for sure. See, I understand what you guys are saying. I get where you guys are coming from. Trust me. He fumbled the ball. He compromised a position where you could have went up 21-7. Instead, the game was tied 14-14. I get it. But there's an entire half that we have to discuss. There's an entire extra part of the game that we have to discuss. You went into halftime up 24-14 against the Chiefs. That's not a bad place to be. All things considered, it's a football game. Things happen. It's a football game, guys. It was an unforced error. Absolutely. He fumbled. It led directly to points for the Chiefs. Absolutely. Those are all facts. But we have to acknowledge the other half of the game. You feel what I'm saying here? Jalen Hurts drove down the field, tied that game 35-35, got the 2-point conversion. He was slinging it. He was dealing. He was dealing. I understand he fumbled, but I can't say that's the reason we lost. I can't just say that. Defense, what happened to let's talk about the defense, fellas. Let's talk about the defense, ladies. Let's talk about it. We gotta keep it real. If we're gonna talk about the game, we gotta talk about the game. Not one play. The game. We gotta talk about the game, not one play. Now, if that would have happened on the final drive, then damn, he got to wear that. But it happened in was it the second quarter? I think it was. It happened in the second quarter, and you still went into halftime with a double-digit lead. The mistake happened, but that's not a place that's not a bad place to be. No, it didn't change. It didn't change I think it would be unfair to you guys to say the fumble didn't change the game. The fumble had an influence on the game. Absolutely. It had an influence on the game. You had them on the ropes. They were desperate. And if you go up 21-7, maybe you go into halftime up 28-7. Now you got them on the ropes. It adds more. It helps the defense automatically, right? But we have to at least say this: the defense did not show up. Also, Drew Johnson, special teams. Thank you. I'm so glad you brought it up, Drew. Thanks for coming to the show. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got to be honest about this too. The fact that special teams, when it mattered most, did not do their job. Flat out, special teams did not do their job. Like there were so many culminating factors in this game. So many as to why this thing happened the way it did. I can't say definitively Jalen Hurts is the reason they lost that game. No one can definitively say that. Did that fumble impact the game? Yes. Did he fumble? Yes. Did it lead to a touchdown? Yes. Did it hurt the team? Yes. But did he bounce back, helping that team go in 24-14 and a half? Yes. Did Jalen Hurts lead a game-tying drive? Yes. Did Jalen Hurts respond to Patrick Mahomes putting that pressure on him? Yes. Did Jalen Hurts throw pinpoint passes throughout that game? Yes. Jalen Hurts was lights out in that game. Lights out. Lights out. So I, first of all, am so happy that I get to experience this with you guys because we are in a very, very, very fascinating position. But overall, we lost the game. And we have to wear that as commentators of the Eagles, as fans of the Eagles, as supporters of the Eagles. We have to wear that because even after that fumble, didn't y'all think we had a chance to win the game? You feel what I'm saying? Even hear me out on this. Even after that fumble, didn't you guys still feel confident going into that third quarter? Because the way the offense was moving, didn't you guys still feel some kind of confidence? Because I did. There was a level of confidence I had. I'm like, okay, we can win this game. I said, okay, he made the mistake, but he bounced back. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I will say, I put the loss more on defense than I do offense. Can we all agree on that? I think we all can mutually agree that defense is more to blame for that loss than the offense. But again, it happened. We lost the game. We blew a golden opportunity. And, it happened. We got to live with it. But, like I said, even though we lost the game, there's always something to take away from it. And y'all want to know what I learned in this game? And some people, matter of fact, Michi, real quick before I continue, Michi, that's the moment to me. That was the moment to me. You have an opportunity. You have an opportunity here to put points on the board. The game was what was it? The game was 24-21. 24-21. And you decided to kick a field goal to go up 27-21. Knowing damn well you're going up against Patrick Mahomes. There's no way I'm punting the ball on 4th and 2. There's no way I'm kicking the field goal. I'm going for all 4th downs. I'm putting the pressure on them. I'm letting them know this is how we carrying it. We living and dying by this. We're going to win this game. Coaching got passive. Coaching got passive in the second half. You had 4th down opportunities. I'm going for that. You've been a 4th down dynamo all year, and you get passive on 4th and 2? You see, this is what happens when you coach not to lose instead of coaching to win. That's what that was. That's exactly what that was. The coaches got tight. They got tight. And guess what? The Chiefs smelled blood in the water. They smelled blood in the water. You feel me? You kick a field goal to go up 27-21 on the Chiefs? Are you smoking crack? Are you smoking dope? You go for those fourth downs, man. You don't do that. And that was the difference between the 2017 team and this year. The 2017 team, Doug Peterson, he understood the assignment. And I mentioned it. I mentioned it before the playoffs started. I said, does this coaching staff have the stones to stick to their guns? Does this coaching staff have the stones to do what got them here? Do they have the poise? Do they have the mental fortitude to do what it takes to win when it matters most? And they got passive. They got skittish on offense. Nick Sirianni got skittish. Shane Steichen got skittish. You go for that fourth down. You playing against the goddamn Kansas City Chiefs. Wake the hell up, man. Wake up. You don't do no. Yo, when I saw them kick that field goal, I said, go for it. Go for it. You've been doing it all year. You've been the best fourth down team all year. Your quarterback is wheeling and dealing. Your quarterback is sharper than he's ever been. You go for that. The Chiefs couldn't stop you. So, yeah, Jalen Hurts, he fumbled the ball. Yeah, special teams allowed Kadarius Toney to get them down to the 5-yard line, which led directly to a touchdown. Easy points for them. Yeah, defense didn't show up. But damn, coaching matters. Andy Reid and that team put on a clinic. Andy Reid, you got to give him credit where credit is due. Andy Reid outcoached Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon. He outcoached them. Outcoached them. You've been going for it on fourth down all day. You've been doing it all year. 4th and 3, 4th and 4, 4th and 2, 4th and 1. You've been the best fourth down team in the NFL. Jalen Hurts is on fire. He's cooking with fish grease. And you kick the field goal? You decide to punt the rock? Choke job by the Eagles head coaches. Choke job. They got passive. They got scared. They was coaching not to lose instead of coaching to win. But like I said, there's always a silver lining. Like I said, there's always something you have to take from it, no matter if you win or if you lose. You have to take something from it, Philadelphia. There's always something to learn, not just about yourself as a fan, but there's something to learn about your team. There's something to learn about your coaching staff, the players. There's something to learn about the city. There's something to learn. And you know what I learned? I learned that Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC and arguably a top 5 quarterback in this NFL. I put him top 5. Some of y'all might call me crazy. Some of y'all might call me crazy. Some of y'all might call me crazy. I learned in this game, Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC, and he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I'm living and dying by that. I'm living and dying by that. I'll say it again to make sure nobody misconstrue what I'm saying. Jalen Hurts, what I learned from Jalen Hurts, what I learned from this game is that we have a franchise quarterback. Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC, and he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. NFL top 5. He's the best in the NFC. I'm living and dying by that. I'm living and dying by that. Because you know what people are going to try to say? This is what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to say, well, he doesn't throw a ball like Justin Herbert. He doesn't throw the ball like Josh Allen. He doesn't have the arm talent. I don't like the way he plays the quarterback position. I don't like it. Those guys have more passing yards. Those guys have more passing touchdowns. What throw can they make that he can't? If you learned anything about Jalen Hurts in this game, he can make every throw. He can make every throw. If you learned anything about this young man, this young brother in this game, he can make any throw. Did y'all see the pinpoint accuracy on 3rd and 14 to Dallas Goedert? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see the throws he was making to Dallas Goedert? Did y'all see the deep ball? He was the offense yesterday. If you had any question about who's the engine to this offense, it's Jalen freaking Hurts. Like, come on, man. That final drive to tie the game at 35 points, he threw that bomb to Devontae. Got it in for the 2-point conversion. Jalen Hurts was the offense. Jalen Hurts was the 35 points. Those 35 points, nothing happened without him touching the rock. Nothing happened without him touching the rock first. He can make any and every throw. I don't want to hear about arm talent. I don't want to hear about, oh, this guy can throw the ball right over those mountains. How far can you throw a football, Justin Herbert? Oh, I can throw a football over the mountains because I think. I ain't trying to hear none of that. I ain't trying to hear none of that. They're going to try to say, well, Herbert is the youngest quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards in the season, or Justin or Josh Allen, man. He's so dynamic. He can run, he can pass, he can do everything. He throws in the mix. Listen, we got to stop talking about the quarterback position in the vacuum. We got to stop talking about the quarterback position as one simply just with your arm and your legs. The quarterback position is one primarily with your mind, with your brain cells. We're not going to continue to pretend the quarterback position, I said quarterback, that's funny. We're not going to pretend that the quarterback position is won solely with your arms and your legs. The quarterback position is won 75% from the neck up and 25% from the neck down. That's the difference. I'm tired of hearing about Justin Herbert being that dude when you blow a 30-point lead. I'm tired of hearing about him. I'm tired of hearing about Josh Allen. When the pressure get highest, he folds. I'm tired of hearing about him. I'm tired. You're not going to keep saying just Jalen Hurts is not balling like these dudes. Jalen Hurts has something on his resume that those guys don't have, because those are the two guys people bring up. I'm not going to say Jalen Hurts is not better than Burrow. He's not better than Mahomes yet. I'm not going there. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is better than Burrow. I'm not saying he's better than Mahomes. I'm not going there yet. I'm not ready to say that yet. But what I am ready to say he's on par with Justin Herbert, if not better. I am ready to say he's on par with Josh Allen, if not better. You know what he has on his resume that those guys don't have? A conference championship win, a Super Bowl appearance. I'm tired of the NFL trying to anoint these guys when they haven't put in the work. Justin Herbert got to the playoffs for the first time last year. What was it? His third season? Like, matter of fact, him and Hurts went into the same draft, right? So yeah, they both in their third season. Jalen Hurts and also Justin Herbert started, I think, his first season, right? I think Justin Herbert started his first year. So here's my point. Justin Herbert been in the league the same amount of time as Jalen Hurts. He's played in more games than Jalen Hurts. Probably he has better passing numbers. Probably, he has better passing numbers than Jalen Hurts, right? But guess what? I need the results. I'm not going to keep talking about Justin Herbert like he the greatest gift from God's green earth. I'm not going to keep talking about that. J Love, you funny as hell, man. Listen, I'm bringing the heat no matter what. We're not going to keep trying to sit here and say, oh, yeah, Justin Herbert is definitively better than Jalen Hurts. Josh Allen is definitively better than Jalen Hurts. Y'all want to know something about Justin Herbert? We still ain't seen what Justin Herbert looked like without weapons. We ain't never seen what Justin Herbert looked like without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and so on and so forth. He came into the league with a plethora of talent. We ain't seen that. We ain't seen that, but people want to criticize Jalen Hurts for having talent around him. Y'all don't make those arguments for Justin Herbert. I don't care how strong his arm is. Also, like Eagles Talk from Delco just said, Josh Allen has a turnover problem. He literally has a turnover problem. He is literally Fred Flintstone playing the quarterback position. He dopey as hell. So I'm tired of people trying to just jump up, because it's easy to say, oh yeah, Josh Allen, he can throw a football over the area. He can throw a football over Lake Erie. Oh yeah. Oh, Justin Herbert, man. He could throw a football over the Swiss Alps. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, those guys are, yeah. Listen, man, listen. And Danny D, good point. Josh Allen didn't really emerge until Stephon Diggs arrived, right? So how do we know he is who he is? How do we know Justin Herbert is who he is? I got eyes. I know them. And listen, don't get it twisted. Those men are talented. They are some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about head and shoulders above guys. I'm talking about inches. I'm talking very minuscule distance. None of these guys are head and shoulders above each other. The only person that's head and shoulders above everybody, in my opinion, is Patrick Mahomes. And then it's everybody else. You can argue about what you want to argue about. But I'm tired of people jumping off a cliff saying, it bothers me. It just bothers me that people are just so willing because they say, oh, look at the arm talent, man. Let's look at it. Look how he throws the football. But we just saw Justin Herbert. You know what was the most underreported story this season or this playoffs? You want to know what's the most underreported topic? How Justin Herbert choked. How Justin Herbert choked. That's the most underreported story in the NFL right now. That Justin Herbert choked. Nobody want to talk about it. Why don't they talk? Why don't they approach it from that angle on television? They don't do it. They don't approach it from that angle on television. You know what they say? Oh, Brandon Staley, man, he needs to get fired. And, they fired Vince Lombardi. They got to bring in Kellen Moore to be the new OC. And, Justin Herbert needs this and he needs that. Justin Herbert choked. Vince Lombardi was good enough to get y'all a 30-point lead, right? But then all of a sudden in the second half, now Vince Lombardi needs to get fired. Make it make sense. Vince Lombardi coached well enough to get a 30-point lead. All of a sudden, it stopped. Now, granted, they didn't really run the ball that well. But we need to stop acting like Justin Herbert is God. He's not God. We need to stop pretending Josh Allen is God. He's not. But this is my opinion. This is my opinion. And I live and die by it. Because that's all we have at the end of the day. And look, you thought it was an accident that Jalen Hurts was an all-pro? You thought it was an accident that Jalen Hurts was a MVP candidate and was the runner-up? You think it was an accident Jalen Hurts led his team to the Super Bowl? You thought it was an accident Jalen Hurts balled out 4 total touchdowns, 374 total yards, 103 quarterback rating or passer rating, completed 71% of his passes, was making any throw that he needed to make, on the run, running to his left, running to his right, in the pocket. Jalen Hurts can make any throw you need him to. Any throw. I put that on everything. I put that on everything. I stand on that. I stand on that. Now, here's the thing, right? I will give people credit with this. If you have a preference in how you want your quarterback position played, hey, you take who you want. You take who you want. If you have a preference to how you want your quarterback position played, you do what you want with that. But we're not going to sit here and say Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. We're not going to. You can't definitively tell me that. Justin Herbert had his first playoff appearance, and what he do? He choked. He had a 30-point lead on the Jags, and he choked. Couldn't put up a score. He couldn't breathe out there. The air got a little too thin. Miss me with the Justin Herbert shit, man. Miss me with it. Miss me with it. Highlight me when he get to an AFC championship. Highlight me when he get to a Super Bowl. Highlight me then. Missing me with that, man. At a certain point, we got to stop talking. At a certain point, we got to start talking about the results, man. We got to start talking about the results. The quarterback position is won from 25% neck up, 75% neck down. Come on, man. Jalen Hurts didn't choke. He did everything he could. Everything. Tied the game. Defense needed to get him one stop. If defense gets him one stop, I guarantee you he scores. I guarantee it. But we're not going to play revisionist history. The Eagles lost. Jalen Hurts lost. That's the reality that we have to live with. But it's okay. Because like I told you guys at the beginning of this show, you can take something from any game, win or lose. Win, lose, or draw. There's always something to learn. And I learned that Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC, and he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And I stand by that. Let's move on to something else. So, the Eagles lost offensive coordinator Shane Steichen to the Colts head coaching job, and they've also lost Jonathan Gannon to the Arizona Cardinals head coaching job. I've been trying to break I've been really trying to understand how I feel about it. Shane Steichen, I like Shane Steichen, and I'm happy for him. Congratulations to Shane Steichen. Happy for him. Congratulations. I'm also happy for Jonathan Gannon. Congratulations. You got your head coaching job that you wanted all along. Congratulations. Congratulations to both Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon for getting head coaching jobs. Congratulations, first and foremost. You both had amazing seasons. Historic record-setting seasons for both sides of the ball. Congratulations, Shane Steichen. Congratulations, Jonathan Gannon. Now let's move on from the pleasantries here. Enough with the pleasantries. Jonathan Gannon's scheme, his philosophy, extremely flawed. I'm not going to sit here and say I expect Jonathan Gannon to shut down the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't expect that. You can't shut down Patrick Mahomes. All you can do is direct traffic with him and slow him down. You can't stop him. All you can hope for is to slow him down. Now, I will say this. Defense only gave up 7 points in the first half. That's the reality. No matter how it looked, defense only gave up 7 points in the first half. That's the reality. But in the second half, how many points did defense give up? How many? 30. 31 points. No, I take that back. They gave up 26 points. 26 points in the second half given up. 26 points. 26 points given up in the second half, defense. 26 points. Wow. Like I said, I'm blaming Gannon and I'm blaming the players for that defensive performance. All you need in that kind of game, all you need was one stop. You want to know the one difference between the 2017 Super Bowl and this year? Y'all want to know the one difference? The defense stepped up and got that one stop. Sometimes all you need is one stop. Just one. Sometimes all you need is one stop. Because it's that kind of game. Really consider this. The Chiefs couldn't stop the Eagles' offense. They really couldn't. They had that small span of time where they slowed them down a bit, but they really couldn't. But overall, defense, 26 straight points. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry, 24. 24 straight points. Excuse me, I apologize. 24. 14 plus 24 is 38. 24 straight points. Wow. Defense, you couldn't get one stop. One. Just one. I didn't need two. I needed one. Wow. Wow. That's bad. That's bad for business. It's bad. You needed one stop. Just one stop. And they couldn't get it done. I think that's what kills me the most. Defense needed one stop. Make one play. We're not going to sit here and say defense. You know what's so funny? Like I said to you guys earlier in the show, defense was trash all game. You want to know why? The best defense the Eagles played was the Eagles' offense keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field. The best defense, yes, on Sunday was the offense keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field. That's why Patrick Mahomes didn't score like that. That's why, because they didn't have any opportunities on the field in the first half. They barely had opportunities in the second half. You held them to under 60 plays. You held them for under 60 plays. You held them to under 30 minutes time of possession. Wow. Defense. Damn. Wow. Money, you're right. Offense got a little cold. I will admit that. Offense got a little cold. Offense got cold in the second half. You're right. You're so right. Offense got cold. But that's because they got passive. I think that offense really needed that defense to step up. I think offense got passive in that game. Like I mentioned, 4th and 2, you go for that. You don't kick no damn field goal. You don't kick no punts. You don't wave the white flag like that. But again, Shane Steichen, Jonathan Gannon are gone. So where do we go from here? I think Brian Johnson will be elevated. I think Brian Johnson, the current quarterback coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, should be elevated to the offensive coordinator position, because I spoke about this on JKIP Sports. I mentioned that it's important for your quarterback to have similar voices in his head when he's speaking. Brian Johnson and Jalen Hurts have a immaculate relationship. And now that Jalen Hurts is taking shape into being the franchise quarterback, and he will get paid $50 million, best believe he's going to have say-so in who his OC is. He's going to have say-so in who his offensive coordinator is. So Brian Johnson, I think, is the obvious choice, but obviously there is a requirement. It is a mandate that the Philadelphia Eagles do hold some interviews to give everyone a fair shot at the position. But the word is it's Brian Johnson's job to lose. As far as the defensive coordinator position, I've heard of DB coach Denard Wilson being elevated. I've also heard that the Eagles are thinking about bringing in Vance Joseph, the DC for the former DC for the Arizona Cardinals. I heard about that as well. So we'll see how that thing pans out. But I think Brian Johnson is the most logical move. He has a relationship with the quarterback, but we also have to keep in mind as well, because Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon are coming from the Nick Sirianni coaching tree, best believe they are going to poach some coaches from the Eagles staff. Don't be surprised if you see Kevin Patullo in Arizona calling plays on offense for Jonathan Gannon. Don't be surprised if you see Kevin Patullo in Indianapolis with Shane Steichen. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. Money says it's all about scoring. It's hard to stop elite offenses. You couldn't pay me to be a defensive coordinator. Rules are biased to the offense, even in basketball. Leagues want scoring to get casual fans to watch. Absolutely. Mahomes is elite. He's very much elite. I've never seen someone be so efficient. 38 points with only 28 minutes. Jonathan Gannon, 38 points in 28 minutes. Delco, you bring up a very good question. That's a very good question you brought up, Delco Green. Will Brian Johnson continue to run Steichen's offense or bring something new if he gets the job? Well, first things first, it's not Steichen's offense. It's Nick Sirianni's offense. Nick Sirianni designed those plays. Nick Sirianni wasn't calling the plays, but Nick Sirianni is the schemer. He's the play designer. His fingerprints is all over that offense. Nick Sirianni is not – Shane Steichen is not the only one responsible for revamping the offense. It's a group effort, but Nick Sirianni is the brainchild behind that offense. So if Brian Johnson gets elevated, best believe Brian Johnson is going to do everything in his power to put Jalen Hurts in a position to succeed. Jalen Hurts and Brian Johnson have an immense relationship. And Brian Johnson was very hands-on with Jalen Hurts' development at the quarterback position. Jalen Hurts did work in the offseason with Tom House, Tom Brady's quarterback coach. He did work with him because they can't have but so much contact with their team coaches because of the collective bargaining agreement. So Jalen Hurts did put in work in the offseason to refine his mechanics and get and rebuild his throwing motion from feet to neck. But Brian Johnson is directly responsible for maintaining Jalen Hurts' footwork and helping him maintain his mechanics and helping him understand what he's seeing and so on and so forth. Brian Johnson deserves credit for Jalen Hurts' ascension as well. So I think it makes sense for Brian Johnson to be the guy. Another thing about that, oh man, I really don't want to keep going back to the game because, it happened and we got to move on from it. But one more thing. Oh, Shizzo, my bad, man. Shizzo Flex with the $4.99 super chat. Shizzo, thank you so much for donating to the channel. I appreciate your support so much, my man. It goes a long way with me. I do not take it for granted. So thank you, Shizzo. $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Shizzo says, played a great game, but we lost because quarterback one turned the ball over flat out. We couldn't stop them. They couldn't stop us. To win for 6, that's the difference. I don't think it's that simple. Because the turnover happened, but we can't judge the outcome of the game in the vacuum because of one turnover. Because if you ask me, that game was lost because defense couldn't get a single stop. Like Shizzo, we got to understand something here. Turnovers happen. It's a football game. They happen. As long as you don't make them a habit, right? Turnovers happen. But as long as you don't make it a habit, that game was lost because the defense couldn't get a single stop. It's two sides of the ball. Everybody got to do their job, Shizzo. Everybody got to do their job. Offense put 35 points on the board. Defense didn't do nothing. Nothing, Shizzo. I can understand if defense got a couple stops. Defense didn't do anything. Nothing. I understand the Eagles lost 38-35. I get it. That's a 4-point difference. Jalen Hurts gave up 7 points. So you can make it's easy to say if Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over, we win that game. It's easy to say that. But we got to be honest. Offensive play calling got stagnant in the second half, and defense just couldn't stop a nosebleed. Coaching fell flat in the second half. Coaching fell flat in the second half, and defensive personnel didn't show up. Defensive personnel didn't show up, and coaching fell flat in the second half, and the Eagles had no running game. We lost the battle in the trenches. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the Eagles gave up 156 rushing yards to a 7th-round running back in Isaiah Pacheco and Patrick Mahomes. Thanks, Shizzo, with another super chat. Really appreciate you, man. It means a lot to me, dog. He says he flat out dropped. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not making excuses for it. I'm not making excuses for it. I'm not making excuses for it. It happened. It should have never happened. You got to be more responsible with the ball. It was an unforced error. Nobody touched him. I hear you, Shizzo. He flat out dropped the ball. It's not like somebody hit him. He didn't secure it and went for a TD. You can't make them mistakes against Mahomes. I understand. I understand where you're coming from, Shizzo. But there's an entire half of football we have to discuss. We cannot ignore that despite the turnover, Jalen Hurts led that team into the into halftime with a 24-14-point lead. 24-14-point lead. That cannot go unnoticed. Jalen Hurts did everything. Running backs didn't show up. Offensive line was lackluster. Defensive line, lackluster. Matter of fact, you can make you want to know how we lost for real? I'll tell you why we lost. I'll tell you why we lost. You want to know why we lost? Because we gave up 156 rushing yards. 156 rushing yards to the Chiefs, a team that's not known for their running attack. The Chiefs are not a running team. Come on. 24-14-point lead in halftime. Come on. Shizzle, thank you for the super chat again, man. I really do appreciate it. $4.99, man. That's what is that? $9.98. Thank you so much for donating to the channel, my guy. I really appreciate the love and support. 24-14-point lead. You want to know what happened? The Chiefs, they committed to their running game. They said they can't stop the run. We're going to run the ball. We're going to continue to play our brand of football, and things will work out. You want to know what the Chiefs defense did? Even though they're inferior talent-wise, you know what they did? They got a couple stops. They stepped up when it mattered most. They got a couple stops when it mattered most. The Eagles defense, no, they didn't. They got a couple stops when it mattered most. Eagles defense, not one stop. I think Myram, I have no idea what that is with Miles Sanders. I feel like Miles Sanders reverted back to the Miles Sanders of old. Why does he keep trying to bounce everything out? It seemed like Miles Sanders was afraid to run in between the tackles. It seemed like Miles Sanders was afraid to run in between the tackles. On the first play of the game, it was an inside zone run. And he bounced it out of freaking nowhere. Dank, you're right. We blew our chance. Now we're going to pay Jalen, which is what we have to do. We got to pay him. And You missed out on having an all-time roster. One of the biggest choke jobs in Eagles history. Espo says if the Eagles stop the run, Chiefs only put up 17 that whole game. The defense game plan played to the strength of the Chiefs, which is to get 5-7 yards of pass knowing they can't go vertical. Delco Green says, appreciate the info, Tone. Didn't know how much imprint Sirianni had. Would like to see the offense become more wide open. Yeah, Sirianni is definitely really hands-on with that offense. He's not just there. but money. We allowed them 156 rushing yards. The Chiefs don't do that. Yeah, J Love. Let's just call it what it is. You win as a team, you lose as a team. That's the unfortunate reality. You win as a team and you lose as a team. So we can point the finger at Jalen Hurts. We could point the finger at the defense. We could point the finger at Miles Sanders. We could point the finger at the coaches. We could point the finger at the field. We could point the finger at the turf. We could point the finger at the ref. But the bottom line is this. When you win as a team, you also lose as a team. And the Philadelphia Eagles lost the game. They lost the game. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. You win as a team and you lose as a team. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Whether you win or you lose, y'all know how I give it up. You just got to charge it to the game. You just got to charge it to the game. Win or lose, you got to charge it to the game. That's why my show is called Chalk It Up. That's why my sports network is called Chalk It Up. Because no matter if you win or if you lose, you just got to charge it to the game. It's going to be what it's going to be. The results are the results. Chalk it up. We got to live with it. We got to live with it. But before I get out of here, I appreciate what we've had this year, you guys. This has been a hell of a season. Hell of a season. And there's no other group of people I would have rather experienced it with. All of you guys have been spectacular. You guys have been loyal to the soil. You guys have held me down. You guys rocked out for your Eagles. You guys spent your hard-earned money on the Eagles this year. Be it merchandise, jerseys, tickets, concessions, parking, donating to the Autism Foundation for the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys put in a lot of work this year. So I give credit to you guys for supporting Chalk It Up Sports, for supporting me, for supporting the Philadelphia Eagles in every way you know how. And Nick Sirianni on Shanahan, you're so right. Joey Shake said it best. For some people, the Eagles is all we have. People will never know what the Eagles mean to the city if you've never been a fan or you're not from here. They will never understand the culture attached. They will never understand. But one thing I will say, offense will be in good shape going into next season. Defense, we got to figure out what we're going to do with some, at some spots. We got to figure out who we're bringing back. Tomorrow, we're going to dig deep into free agency and see who deserves to come back, who doesn't deserve to come back. We're going to talk about some of the money situations. We're going to talk about Jalen Hurts' contract. We're going to get into some things because the offseason is officially here, you guys. And there's so much to discuss. The draft is coming up. The combine is coming up. There's so much to discuss. So much to discuss. But here's another silver lining, you guys. Here's another silver lining. I understand Super Bowls are hard to get back to. They are. But guess what? In the NFC, the path is relatively clear. The NFC, the path to the Super Bowl in the NFC is pretty clear. Now, the AFC, that's a gauntlet. That's a gauntlet right there. But the NFC, I think the Eagles have a better chance of getting back than we may realize because it's the NFC. So listen, you guys, don't panic. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be distraught. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's okay to wear your heart on your sleeve. Some of us got to take a walk. Some of us got to work out to get over this thing. What y'all think I've been doing? I've been locking in. I locked into the hyperbolic time chamber, and I'm locking in on me. Even though that we took this loss, you want to know the one person I believe when they say they're going to be back, when they believe, well, you want to know the one person I believe when they say they're going to bounce back? Jalen Hurts. I believe Jalen Hurts comes back an even better quarterback next season. Now he got the keys. Now he knows what it takes to get there. You got to understand, now he has the blueprint. He gets it now. He gets it now. So understand the NFC is not loaded. The NFC, the path is clearer. The path is clearer in the NFC. It's not as foggy. It's not as foggy. The Eagles have the best quarterback in the NFC. So it's okay. Get your spirits up. Work out. Eat good. Do what you got to do to get yourself back to normal. Do what you have to do to get your mind right, because this offseason is going to be one of the most interesting that we've seen in a long time. And I need you guys to be along for the ride. I need my soldiers. I need my hitters to have clear minds, able bodies, willing spirits. I need you guys. Don't give up on me now. Things happen. You win some and you lose some. But like Pop said, you live. You live to fight another day. So don't give up on me now in Philadelphia. I need you. This is going to be an off season that we need all hands on deck. Don't pack it up yet. Don't pack it up yet. There's more work to do. There's more work to do. And like Jalen Hurts said, we starving out here. We starving. Don't pack it up, Philly. Don't pack it in. You guys found your franchise quarterback in Jalen Hurts. You have the best quarterback in the NFC. You have the best quarterback in the NFC. Think about that. Think about that. You have the best quarterback in the NFC. It's not as bleak as you may think. It's not as bleak as you may think. Okay? The Eagles have 2 first-round draft picks, plenty of draft picks to make moves to reload this roster. Don't panic. I need you. I need you to have my back. I need my hitters. I don't need y'all here part-time. I need y'all to stand tall when it's wartime. Remember, I told y'all, I don't respect the Cowboys culture, the fan base. I don't respect it. They can't talk to us. They wish they could, but they can't talk to us. They've been pretenders for the better part of 25 years. They've been pretenders for the better part of 25 years. The division can talk all they want, but we got the best quarterback in the division. They can talk greasy all they want. Because like I told y'all on Twitter, all the Twitter comedians going to come out, right? That's what they're going to do. They're going to have their Twitter fingers popping. That's what they're going to do. Don't pay no mind to the Twitter comics. Don't pay no mind to the Twitter comedians. You want to know why? Because when it's all said and done, when the dust settles, when we all got to look in the mirror at our respective organizations, when we all got to look in the mirror at our quarterback situations, when we all got to look in the mirror at the state of our franchises, best believe they gonna wake up. They gonna realize, damn, we not in a good ass position like I thought we was. So let them get their jokes off. Don't block them on Twitter. Let them get their jokes off. This is what they're gonna do. But guess what? At the end of the day, you gotta look in that mirror and they're gonna realize, damn, my situation with the Cowboys ain't shit. Damn, my situation with the Commanders ain't shit. Damn, you know what? You want to know the franchise outside of the Eagles in the NFC East that has the most upside? The Giants. The Giants. They got more upside than the Cowboys right now. The Giants got more upside than the Commanders right now. So I'm not listening. I'm not feeding into none of that. Let the Twitter comedians get their shit off. Let them get their rocks off. That's what they're going to do, right? That's all they can do when you trash. That's all you can do when you can't make it to a Super Bowl. And look, I'm not giving the Eagles credit for just getting there. You don't get credit in my book for just signing your name on the test. You got to bring it home, baby. So the Eagles lost, and they got to wear that. The season was a failure. The season was a failure. But Jalen Hurts, we learned a lot about our quarterback here. We learned a lot about our quarterback, and we found out that we got one. We found out we got the best quarterback in the NFC East, and we got the best quarterback in the NFC. Flat like that. So let them get their jokes off. But at some point, they got to look in the mirror. They got to realize, damn, that Zeke contract killing us. Damn, that Dak contract killing us. Damn, we got to pay Trayvon Diggs. We got to pay Michael Parsons and CD2. Damn. Don't trip. Don't trip. It's all going to come full circle. It's all going to come full circle. It's all going to work out the way it's supposed to. So keep your head up. Keep your chest up high. Don't fold. I need you. This is going to be an offseason to remember. I've been your guy, Tone DeShields II, from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And we out of here.